Hi guys, Trans-Canadian Rocker here. Twice in the last couple of weeks I have tried to do a walkabout with an Olympus lens, but Mother Nature has been a cold bitch. And while I want to provide content, I don't want to do it at the expense of frostbite. And I want to have fun doing these videos. So what I've decided to do instead is provide a series of images I've taken with Olympus gear and provide short descriptions on how I came to capture them. Because I think it's kind of fun to get context behind the images. So most were taken with the OMd1 Mark II, and a few older ones with the M1 Mark I, and I'll be sure to mention the lenses that I've used in each image. Captured this with the 40-150 f2.8, and this mallard isn't on a river or lake, but rather in a heavily flooded area after a storm. So the colors reflecting on the water are a result of various poles and street signs, which is why I thought the colors were kind of cool. So just as I'm about to enter a commercial building, I noticed this on a window and took a picture of it, again with the 40-150 f2.8. I thought the reflection and its pose was interesting, and again it goes to, just having a camera with you, because little things like that just pop out of nowhere. So during family shoots, I've often captured pictures between takes when they're just taking a quick break. And this one here are two young sisters watching a quick cartoon on a laptop before we resume. It was taken with the 25mm f1.8. Now, I'm an at-your-home, on-location photographer, which means I like to travel light. With lots of natural light coming from the living room window already, I clamped a curtain shear over the window, and with an on-camera external flash, was able to stimulate a white background. In this case, I used the 25mm f1.2 Pro. Now, sometimes the family doesn't wait for you to take your equipment out or even make adjustments, as it was in this case. So just as I was about to switch to a wide-angle lens to accommodate the small room, they all decided to enjoy themselves, so I just rolled with it. At the time, I had a 25mm f1.8, and I used an on-camera external flash. Now this was from a therapy dog fundraiser for first responders. Although I was to capture the event speakers at the podium, I also managed to capture a moment between a war veteran of multiple tours in Afghanistan with his therapy dog, and I used the 25mm f1.8. And I just want to add, I ended up blowing up this one to something like a 17x20 print, had it framed, and donated it to this gentleman. Now, I'm really glad when I get a picture, because I always have my camera with me, and in this case I was on my way home. I saw the horse on the side of the road. It was quite cold, and I almost didn't go and try and make an attempt to get the shot, but instead I did, and I'm glad I did, because when I got home and got a closer look at this lovely animal, it was such a beautiful expression, a very peaceful expression. Anyways, it's one of my favorites. I just like it for some reason, and that was taken with the 40-150 f1 or f2.8. Anytime I take a picture of a homeless person, instead of looking at it from the perspective of invasion of privacy, instead I hope it brings up feelings of empathy and awareness for the homeless. I happened to capture this at a red light through my passenger car window with the 40-150 f2.8. So this is why I like to having a camera with me at all times. Shots like these, like at a friend's house when the two dogs suddenly jumped into the window to see somebody coming by. And then there's this shot here, what looks like a husband and wife duo sharing a moment, taking a picture with a smartphone. And then as I'm about to pump gas, I notice this big-ass dog just sitting there waiting for his owner to come out. Kind of scary for the clientele. And then as soon as I walk out the door, I've got this bird right in front of me. I didn't even have to shoot at long range with the 40-150 to get that. And sitting in a parking lot near a department store, this gentleman was waiting for someone, obviously, with his pet dog, kind of millennial looking. And then you've got this gentleman here fishing on the bridge while I'm sitting in traffic waiting to go to work. Now, what you'll notice that's in common in these next images are the background isolation that can be had with Micro Four Thirds. These first two, including this one, were with the 40-150 f2.8. This one was with the 45mm f1.8. And this one here also is 40-50 f2.8, along with the one that you're going to see here. In this particular case, the lady, I had her step away from the wall, and which created a little bit of distance, which created more isolation. And by the way, that particular wall is actually the wall of a detention facility. So it goes to show you, if you use your imagination, it's not just about the background blur. I love the background blur like everybody else, but I'm just saying there's more to it. So you can zoom in with your lens, you can get close, you can consider how far your subject is from the background and work with that. And then, of course, consider texture, lighting, color. It's not just about the blur. So a summary, I guess, of what I was trying to convey was this. Many images are more than camera settings. They often have a story. And making the habit of having your camera with you, sort of like people who bring their water bottles everywhere, increases your chances big time of capturing unexpected images. And yeah, that background blur is part of, but not the solution to creating good images. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you like, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.